crap. Whew. Happy Tuesday. Monday. Sunday. Every day is a Monday in my mind. Jesus Christ. It's been a week, guys, already. We just started. What's up, everybody?
What's going on, dude?
Hello, everybody.
This morning went by so quick.
Bro, this morning, tell me about it. It's been a whole ass fucking day. Sorry.
Me and Heather got here at 9 to start calling our trolley tour leads.
That was her.
Yeah, I have a full-time job.
It is very loud. She's very loud. Honestly, I can hear Heather through 2 closed doors with my headphones on.
Yeah, it's just like you at our old office, bro.
Bro, it's a lot. She's great.
Yeah.
You guys had a busy weekend at the trolley tour.
Yeah, we got here at 9 and made phone calls, and we probably had, I don't know, close to 50 leads from the trolley tour. Called from 9 to 12, and like once I finished my calls, I looked up and it's 12 o'clock. Right, I was like, "Damn, where did the time go?" Like it flew so quickly.
It's been a day.
But yeah, we had a trolley tour this weekend and events over at University of Maryland here in Baltimore, where probably 500-600 people came through.
I was wondering how many people finally came.
We've been doing this for
probably about 5-6 years now. It's Live Baltimore. It's a nonprofit organization that kind of fosters development in the city. And it's been, 4 years that we've been a premier partner with them. We're at every single trolley tour event and all of their partner events and their trainings and their monthly lending updates and their real estate updates. They do partner education on Wednesday nights. If you guys want to, you can register at livebaltimore.org. I'm going to check that right now. Livebaltimore.
Or .com. Who knows?
It is .com. Oh, hey, look at me go.
There we go.
But at any rate, so the trolley tour came up and we do it 3 times a year. And if you don't know, it's a great grant program. They give $5,000 away. They give 20 grants of $5,000.
It's a lottery.
3 times a year.
Yeah.
In the form of a lottery.
Yeah, it's really neat. And then even outside of that, there's over 51 financial incentives that a buyer could possibly take advantage of.
Specifically from all of the grants and down payment assistance options that are available in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Non-lender specific grants.
Correct.
The only requirement is your lender has to be approved by the grant program itself.
Yeah. And then the minimum requirement for you to take advantage of any Live Baltimore programs that you have to contribute $1,000 to your home purchasing process.
Yeah.
So, if I can bring $1,000 to the table and in return get, 15, 20, 30 grand, in the process.
Yeah, I hate to stigmatize it and say, 30 grand, right? It sounds really good. I want to get 30 grand. Everybody wants to get 50, 70. Oh, I got $112,000, right? That sounds great. But those are the one-off. Those are the unique people.
Yeah, very.
That work for the right company, that participates and believes in their employees. They're buying in the right area that's, I don't want to say stigmatized, but it's a focus area for the government, both locally and nationally. They've got tons of community-backed support, and they're willing to do the things to get their feet dirty to get these grant programs where they're able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. But
even if you weren't the person with that level of tenacity, there are so many opportunities. We were talking about one today. Yeah. I don't understand it entirely.
Well, it's not just tenacity, right? I think a lot of the things just kind of have to fall into place as well, just where you're at in life and hey, are you purchasing in the neighborhood that you're renting in, right? Because that's going to give you more money than somebody who isn't doing that, right? So it's very situational.
Well, and even that, don't hear that and go, I'm renting in this community or I'm buying the property for my landlord. I qualify for a grant, right? Every situation, that's what Christian was saying. Every situation is different.
It's very different. So you have to sit down with a professional, take your counseling courses, chat with a real estate agent, chat with your lender, and they can all get together to see what you exactly qualify for, right?
Right.
So that's what we're here. It was a great event. I don't know the exact number of people that came out, but it was a really good time. Heather helped me out. Donnell, our new agent, came, and he actually got a handful of people to sign in too. He was like, man, there's a lot of talking. I was like, yeah, dude, it's a busy day. It's a fun day though.
It's a long day.
It was really neat to have a new face out at the event.
They do such a great job. Live Baltimore does. A big shout out to them. And I know Annie is in the process of transitioning out of her role there and moving on to bigger and better things. But Annie has been so monumental in her development with Live Baltimore over the last, I think it's 8 years. She's been there for a long time. And, our rep, Jordan. Oh, wow. Sorry, Jordan. I love you. And all the girls, the guys that work to put this whole event on, it's a massive undertaking. They get like 800 people to sign up, and then we get 400 or 500 people at the door at 8 a.m. on a Saturday in Baltimore. And then we have the opportunity to just educate these people that many of them know what they're doing. They go through and they're just doing the check boxes to get qualified for the grant program. But many of them have never even thought about buying a home.
Yeah.
And this is their first stop. And what a better event to be put through, where there's no pressure, there's no sales pitch, there's no requirements. You just have the opportunity to come and enjoy a morning with, tons of different companies that are there to truly support Baltimore's development.
Yeah, there is so much information as well, so like you could probably get information overload, but that's why me and Heather and Donnell make so many calls to try and set up this one-on-ones to really, figure out what people's goals are and what they're looking to do and help diagnose the best route.
Right. Right.
All
right. So, really busy weekend. We've got a great video from our one and only Donnell here.
Oh, wow.
Donnell's putting up new content, right?
I don't know what's wrong with them. Man, y'all really out here paying someone else's mortgage. Rent's going up and y'all like, let's make my landlord richer. Sit your motherfucking ass down. You need to think about scrolling because you need to hear this. You're working hard out here, but for who? Not yourself. You're spending more time picking Netflix shows out than thinking about building equity. Meanwhile, your landlord's over here cruising in a yacht with your money. Yeah, I said that, your money. If you're watching this is your sign. Stop playing and get on the right path to owning your home. Follow me, contact me, let's get this started.
I love this.
It's time to start paying your own mortgage and not theirs.
I love Donnell so much.
retweet.
I think that's how that works.
Yeah. All right. So as we talk about the October scaries continuing, right? We're here mid-October now, almost. Well, I guess it's kind of like mid-October.
Dude, it's gonna be. I'm scheduling appointments for mid-October. I'm like, what?
Bro, I have appointments for November already.
Okay.
But as we look at these things, I think the summary of this whole is, I think people are scared. And I genuinely believe that if you go onto our website at frankoliverco.com, under additional resources, you'll find our blog. And all of our blog content comes with some of we call them myths of buying a home. People are afraid of the down payment. They're afraid of the affordability, the commitment, the hidden costs that, this person got screwed. They're just like, they're afraid of what they've heard. And I really feel like Donnell hit the nail on the head in that video. And I'm not glad handing him because he's ours, right? Like, Donnell's the shit. I don't think that's not cursing, Susu. Don't yell at me. But Donnell is awesome, but he hit the nail on the head where people are out here thinking more, thinking longer about what Netflix TV show they're going to watch than they are about how much they want to build equity.
Yeah.
Like, we have these fleeting thoughts of buying a home. You'll be out at Sunday brunch. We talk about this all the time. You'll be out to Sunday brunch, and it's like, oh, my God, girl, like, that's so exciting. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. What prompted you to buy a home? Oh, I want to build equity. And then by the end of that conversation, that person, the congratulations, I'm so excited for you person, stopped thinking about buying a home.
Yeah.
And they went right about their day. They did what they're going to do in a daily life because it's fear. It's real scary to think about making that big investment into your future.
As a first-time home buyer myself, and I've put out a couple of offers, I'm feeling it. Everything that my buyers go through and have expressed to me before, or even some of those unknown factors when we go to sit down for our first buyer consultation, they're like, well, I don't even know where to start. What does this feel like? What is it like walking through property? And walking through property, I'm not that's not super new to me, but putting in an offer, ooh, is this the right property for me?
All right.
And,
so what is the biggest fear right now? Christian Olson, on the spot, what is the biggest fear that you have? First time home buyer, and you walk through properties every day and you deal with home inspections. What is the biggest fear that you have right now?
It's going to be a very broad thing to say, but buying something that I'm going to regret, whether it's a year, 5 years, 7 years down the line.
I hear that.
And that when I was first casting a net for my search, I was looking in Towson, looking in Canton. I even entertained Fed Hill, Locust Point, even Hamden, right? Mm-hmm. But now I'm just I just want to focus on Canton. Like it's been probably 3 months in my home search. I've really dialed in the area. I know what I'm looking for. But when I was walking into a couple other properties, I mean, there was one that you had told me to put an offer on, and I did like that one, and I was about it. But then I started to rethink my search after I didn't get that accepted. I was like, well, do I really want to take on a project where, yeah, I can get it for an affordable price, but as a busy person, you know, with work, my personal life, traveling, am I going to have the time to dedicate to work on this property myself, or am I going to spend the money paying some contractor to come do it? So I'm like, it's probably not the best route for me. So I didn't want to like bite off more than I can chew and then regret that decision later on down the line and
so
have to play catch up, right? Where I've shifted my focus is like, okay, I know my location and I know the property that I want or the type of property that I want. So then now all I have to do is when it comes up on the market, walk it and put in an offer.
So Canton, right?
Sure.
Would you consider up by the park?
Like above the park or just like by the park in Canton?
By the park.
Yeah.
How about Patterson Park?
No.
How about Brewers Hill?
No.
You're like really that focused?
Yeah.
Like you're Conkling Street to Eastern Avenue to Boston Street.
Go look at my damn portal, dude. Yeah.
Dad, you will not have a new neighbor on Eastern Avenue. I'm sorry.
I mean, I had Brewers Hill. I had Upper Fells in there at one point and Fells Point, but I'm just like, it's not for me.
Okay. So getting focused and getting narrow and tight on your criteria was the first fear that you have. What would be the second fear that you have?
Damn.
Because I think a lot of people would say things like, oh, I'm afraid of, you know, I don't want to make an offer that's too low or whatever.
It is the unknown, but for me, like diving a layer deeper to that is more of like home maintenance. That's all still new to me as a homeowner.
So that's interesting because in my mind, as I read this blog post that Liv takes together to craft beautifully, right? Liv puts this together for all of us and I read them. And as I read this blog post, I hear one that I hear over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. And it comes up as the fear of commitment. Yeah. And it manifests itself in different ways. It manifests itself in the most common way, which is, I don't know if I'm going to be here in 5 years, right? Because they're going to like move to a different town or a different location. Yeah. It manifests itself in like, oh, I don't know that I want to lock in for 30 years. What if I don't like the area? And then it manifests itself in that third one, which is the maintenance, the commitment of being responsible for so much. How does that make you feel?
I'm not like scared of it. I just know it's unknown. It's a different level of responsibility that I've never had. Like I go from being a, 21-year-old college, running a restaurant, working at a restaurant with you, and then getting into real estate, running my own business, which was a whole other direction that I had never thought of before in my life that created probably the biggest responsibility in my life up until this point, or one of them. Mm-hmm. And then purchasing a home would probably top that. Because it's something brand new, something that I've never done before. I've never owned a house myself and never had to change a water heater. I've never had to really fix a whole lot of household appliances or keep them up to date to a certain degree, right? So like even like if I were to have a house that had a whole bunch of trees around it, cleaning out the gutters, like I don't want to fucking climb up on a ladder and go do that stuff.
That's just because you're lazy.
Well, yeah, right. But like,
as long as you can admit it, right? Like that's the whole thing.
100%.
And by the way, when you buy in the city, your gutters are going to get clogged and you don't even realize it. It's going to happen. But people think that they're not going to. But I just feel to myself, like I even say this to everyone. When I bought my first property, my first house, I bought a project. And I knew what I was walking into.
Yeah.
And I remember, metaphorically, I walked in with my giant tool bag. Kudos to DeWalt, right? Like, we can get sponsored by DeWalt on here. My giant DeWalt tool bag with, like, 7 pieces and all the things. And I literally had never used it because I was, like, coveting it. I didn't want to use it while I still had functional tools. But I made this investment. And so I thought, okay. And metaphorically, I walk in with my giant tool bag and I just, like, let it drop. It's just like onto the ground. And I thought that I was there to do the repairs. Like I thought I knew what I was doing.
Right.
And then I owned a home and I learned I do not know anything.
Well, the only way that I found how I learn in life is by doing, right? Whether it is real estate, getting into real estate, learning to do some new hobby like mountain biking or a new trick snowboarding, or you could apply to learning a new song on guitar. It's just by doing it, right? And I know that's crazy to say when you're spending 300, 400 grand, or like trying to get approved or saving money for a house, right? But you just have to do it and the rest will fall into place.
And that's the thing. I feel like the commitment fear is the one that's the easiest to choose. If you're a buyer, like, why are you not buying? And they like pull a ball out of a hat. There's going to be way more commitment fears than there will be like, oh, I can't afford it. Right? Yeah. Most people, they think they can't afford it, but when you actually run the numbers, you really can. Yeah. Most people don't realize that there are down payment programs. There's 3% down options. There's 0% down options for those that aren't even in the military. There's a lot of options that are out there. And so many of these fears are easily overcome, but there are so many more fears around commitment. And I feel pretty confident when I tell you, like, your people, the people that you know, like, and trust are going to come and rally behind you to see that commitment to fruition. And it's not going to be like you're out here on your own. Yeah, I understand you're out here on your own. And for those of you guys and gals and other, sorry, I'm just trying to be sensitive. For those of you that are out here doing this alone, your partner that doesn't support you in that investment, I've watched it happen. I've seen so many relationships go through the trials and tribulations. That person that does not support you through the commitment, well, they're not down to clown. Like, they're not your people. Yeah. But then what I've also seen on the other side, the flip side of it, is when you make that large commitment to move forward, the world and the universe starts to like recognize that, and things happen for you. Whether it's your great aunt or your family member that comes in and says, hey, I want to help you by putting XYZ, like countertops, into your new house, or you have a family member that comes by and says, hey, by the way, did you know that I have XYZ discount at Best Buy? And you didn't even know. Like, these people come out of the woodwork to help.
So, quick story, Dwan and Jenny, they just closed, well, actually a month ago. The rent back had ended sometime last week.
So they just moved in last week.
Just moved in last week. But literally for that walkthrough of the end of the rent back period, whole family pulled up and they were ready to rip out the carpet, start painting. It was immediate. It was crazy. It was so awesome to see.
I have seen, and I'm gonna huge loving shout out to people in Gil and Kate's family. Like, it was unbelievable, the rally tribe that we built around that house. They literally new floors, fresh paint, sanded the ceilings, painted the ceilings, redid the electrical. Damn. They did all new appliances, painted the countertop or the cabinets, all in 3 days.
Holy shit.
And on top of it, we had a party to celebrate that they didn't even know was going to happen. We brought people in from California, from other states,
I remember that. Yeah,
all over, because these people rallied behind, and these folks had been non-owners for over 10 years.
Yeah.
Right? They had owned home before, but they had been non-owners for 10 years, but they made the commitment to their family, to their future, and everyone came out. Someone even made, literally not kidding you, someone made house-shaped soap. As like a thank you gift for coming to Gil and Kate's housewarming party. That was like an impromptu, nobody had made it planned, right? The whole entire thing. People come out of the woodwork to help make that commitment a reality.
Yeah.
And I feel the greatest fear that we experience as agents is the fear of commitment, one way or the other.
Yeah, I would agree. One thing that has like really helped me is like, I don't want to say write all these things down because I have the tools like the MLS that I can plug in and easily access. But like, I've even built a budget around my life since I've started planning this.
Wait, I love this for you.
You roll your eyes, you do whatever that was.
I love this for you.
But you damn well know in like 3 weeks we're going to be at our team retreat, and you're going to be like, what's your budget look like?
Yeah.
What are you spending money on?
Yeah.
You know?
I think he's rolling his eyes because you just started a budget for yourself.
Well, no.
Liv is over here gaslighting you into...
I kind of had one, but it wasn't like on paper and like me like following it as strict. And then I created this like bank account. I didn't create it. I made one.
Through the app, right?
Through the app. But it lets you organize your money in certain like folders. And I was telling you this the other day is where like every month, like those weird things when your tires are shitty and then you have to spend, $600 to $1,000 on new tires. You weren't ready for it. I'm putting even that money away. My EXP money that I have to pay monthly, putting that into a separate account. My GBBR dues, like all my expenses for my business as a realtor and even just in my life, I'm starting to be more accountable to that. So then I know what I can put forward towards a home when I'm ready.
It makes you feel more comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I want to ask one more question. It's a really good one. It's on the blog. If you guys don't already know, at frankoliverco.com under additional resources, you'll find the blog. It's just a repeating comment in my head. One of the objections is navigating the unknown and overcoming the objection that comes in with that. So facing rejection is such a hard part of the home buying process. How do you encourage buyers to keep going, to keep persevering when they face setbacks like rejection of their offer, or maybe they get denied for that loan that they really wanted, but then they reactivate and they get into the better place? How do you keep them turning that rejection into a successful home buying purchase?
Just say if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Is that what you tell them?
Yeah.
Damn.
If not, there's something bigger and better waiting for you.
Yeah, I do say that a lot.
And the reason that this has really like been the way that I handle this, think about it. When I was kind of first in the industry working during COVID, I was working with clients that were up against 40 offers. And when what are you doing? You just asked me a question and we're like, you're, I don't even know what you're doing.
I'm periscoping John right now.
Okay. Well, in COVID, we were working with people that were up against 20, 30, 40, 50 offers, 100 grand over asking price, all cash. What are you going to tell your client then?
Right.
Like if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. All we have to do is work with what we got,
right,
and do the best that we can.
And not get built up like this is the perfect house. It's the one that I wanted. Like it's a great house for you. It's the ideal property for your family, for your needs. And let's keep going. If this one doesn't work, there's going to be a better one around the corner.
Well, right, bro. I walked into the first house that I put an offer in on, and I wasn't even pre-approved yet, so I didn't have like high hopes for it.
We're not even. We're just gonna skip right over that comment. Edit that out. We don't do that.
Well, I did, and I didn't get it accepted. But
did you sign a buyer agency agreement with yourself?
I did. I have
you did. That's right.
On file. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I didn't want to be in cuffs walking out of a showing for myself.
Right.
But I put in an offer on this house, and I was probably a couple grand off from like the net and getting the seller to accept it. But I look back and it checks all the boxes. But you know what? I missed out. It is what it is. It just wasn't the right time, wasn't the right place, and there's something better off for me in the next couple of months.
Speaking of the right time, if you guys haven't already, make sure you register for our home buyer brunch. It's on October 19th. If you need the link, DM us or reach out to Christian on Instagram or myself or Liv or anybody else. October 19th is home buyer brunch here at our office. It's the first major event that we're doing here at our office inside. It's going to be super exciting. It's a great place to learn a little bit about real estate and some of these myths that people do get afraid of, especially if you're thinking about buying in 2025. I know it's a far way away, but your lease is going to come up in April, May, June, July, and getting some of these questions knocked out is going to help you build that process. Yeah. As always, in October, you can always go to see Field of Screams, which is a haunted attraction in Montgomery County. There's tons of orchards. There's Butler's Orchard. There's Bogger's Orchard, Weber Cider Farm, Triadelphia Ridge, Triadelphia Lake, Triadelphia Lake View
Have you
Farm.
ever gone to one of the ones where you like get on like a bus or something, and you shoot paintballs at those people?
No.
Oh, is it?
Oh, okay.
It's legit as fuck.
That's at Field of Screams.
Yeah.
I'm more of like a pick pumpkins and take cute pictures kind of person, not so much like a Field of Screams person. I bet. Anyway, all right, people. Well, we got to roll out of here. You know where to reach us at frankoliverco.com or on Instagram at michael.frank____ and Christian, the Deadhead,
on Instagram.
On Instaworld. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching. For more information on the housing market, Real Estate 101, how you can leverage your position in today's market, and so much more, click on the link below. If you like this video or have a burning real estate question you'd like us to answer, leave us a comment and let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode, and we'll see you again real soon.